Hello future developers, so welcome to the continuation of our search UI. Okay, so now we would want to work on our div, that's our field div, okay, which is our input and then the icon. So as you see here, they are inside our field. Okay, so remember the spelling. I don't know if my spelling is right. So okay, so I'm going to have to start with dot field, and then I'm going to type a width, give it a width of 500 px. Okay, I'll give it a background color first so that we see what is happening. So background color, then I'm just paste this here. Okay, so you have it here. Okay, so initially when I was doing this tutorial, my field, I spelled it wrongly. Okay, so the field here, okay, I actually gave it a different spelling here. So I had done a lot of coding and then it wasn't working until I had to check again. Okay, to reference, make sure the referencing is correct. So usually it's advisable to copy the field and then paste it in your main.css just so you get the spelling right. Other than that, you might think you have an error. Okay, not knowing it's rather a spelling error. Okay, so our field, our background color. Now let's give it a border radius. Okay, so this is our div. Okay, so we are working on our div. So a border radius of let's use 50 px. Okay, so it's rounding it as you can see here. Let's enlarge it and see. Okay, and then we are going to give it another property here, a padding. Okay, padding on all sides, so 10 px for all sides. Okay, so it's enlarged a bit, and then we'll give it a margin top of 30 px. Okay, so margin top of 30 px. So this our div. Okay, so work on our inputs later on. Now let's work on our better still, let's give our field a border. Our border, we want to, our border wanted to have this kind of border. Okay, this color. So border, will give it 2 px. Then we can give it a color hash. Let's use this color. Then we use solid. Okay, but another way is we can code it such that when the person mouses over, then that's when the color would show. So we'll try that later on in the video when yeah, we'll try that. Okay, so now let's work on the inputs. That's so our I. Okay, so what we do is to access this, we are going to type field dot field and then I. So remember our I is for our icon here. And I'm going to give it a padding. Padding of 10 px. It's not showing. Let's try something. Let's give it a background color first. Background color of Dodger blue. Okay, let's search. Okay, so Dodger blue. And then we can give it a color. Give it a color of let's use white. Okay. So we have our icon white, and now we would want to give it should we give it a width? Let's give it a border radius just so it roundens. Border radius of 30px. So you can see the div is rounding. So now let's give it a padding on all sides. So padding 10px. Okay. So yeah. Okay, so now let's work on the inputs. Okay, so now the inputs, I'm going to type inputs, and I'm going to give it a width of 400px. Okay, that's okay, 400px. Then we'll give it a border of none. Okay, so this black outline. Okay, so border, we'll set it to none. Okay, and then let's give it a background color of let's use RGBA into bracket and 231 comma 229 comma another 229 comma and then 0. Okay, so it's vanished. Okay, so we want to get rid of this black outline when the user clicks it, so we have the property outline. So we're going to set our outline to none. Okay, so now when we click inside, okay, we don't have the outline showing. Okay. Okay, so now let's work on the padding. So inside, we want to make sure the search field occupies a little bit of the space in here. So I'm just going to do padding. Then I'll give it 10px for the top, 0 for the side, that's the right, then 10px for the bottom, then 10px for the right, for the left. Okay. So we will not see it until I take this out. Okay, Control X. Then let's see. So we've given it some padding. Okay. So I'm just going to bring it back. And now I think that should be it for this. But remember, I said we would like to when the user clicks okay inside, we want it to show the outline. Okay. So to do that, we'll simply type input colon focus. Okay. The curly braces and then border. Just give it 2px dodger and then solid. Okay, so now when I click inside, I should see this, but this is not what we want because we are just doing a fake or a false or artificial search. Okay, this actually this icon is supposed to be somewhere here, but we actually made it appear in the div. Okay, which is why we are getting the outline inside this, which is something we don't want. Okay, so this is just by the way, so I'm going to take this out, or let me comment it out. Okay, so that said, thank you guys for watching. When I enlarge it, this is our final project, and then I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you.